What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Gump Nation with your boy Kangaroo Black. And once again, here at Gump Nation, there's always something to talk about when it comes to my Alabama Crimson Tide. And today on this show, we're going to be talking about defensive coordinator Kane Wommack, who met with the great one, Nick Saban, last week on Wednesday and talked about defensive schemes and the defense that Kane Wommack will be implementing in the Alabama Crimson Tide system for 2024. Nick Saban, not last week, not this past weekend, but the weekend prior, said he was going to have a meeting with Kane Wommack, spend some little time with him, talk some football. When Nick Saban came out and talked about how we don't have, basically, how what we have today is not college football, and how he would like to be a spokesperson for college football and all that type of stuff, and be there for the players. But anyway, Nick Saban still will be around the team at Alabama from time to time. Not an everyday thing, probably not an every week thing, but time to time he'll be around the team. And with the day that Kalen DeBoer made his first press conference as the head coach of the University of Alabama, he came out and said that he would be a fool not to seek the advice of the greatest coach of all time, especially when he's in the same building. That's not to say that Kalen DeBoer is going to try to do things like Nick Saban did. That's not to say that. Nick Saban meeting with Kane Wommack, giving, Kane Wommack seeking advice just like Kalen DeBoer. That's not to say that Kane Wommack is going to try to run the same defense that Nick Saban ran. As a matter of fact, Kane Wommack will be running the 4-2-5. So, but anyway, some people might say these guys are trying to be like Nick Saban. These guys are trying to do the same thing that Nick Saban did. All right? No, they are not. No, they're not. They got their own ways of doing things, and they're going to implement it at the University of Alabama. But anyway, Kane Wommack came out and talked about how Nick Saban is helping him install his new defense at the University of Alabama. Remember, they had a meeting on last week, Wednesday. But anyway, Wommack said he had an in-person meeting with Saban on Wednesday, last Wednesday, before appearing on the Next Round Live internet. So, well, internet show. But anyway, basically, probably a YouTube show, basically. But anyway, so hey, Nick Saban helping him implement his offense at the University of Alabama. Nick Saban knows these players. He knows the ins and out, the inner workings of the University of Alabama football. Every freaking inch of it. He was there for 17 years, winning 6 national championships and 10, maybe 11 SEC championships, with, if I'm not mistaken, 10 or 11. But anyway, ain't never been done before. Just to let y'all know, 11 conference championships out of 17 years, 6 national championships out of 17 years. He played for about 9 of them. So, Nick Saban, once again, the greatest head coach in college football history, bar none. Okay? So, there's no doubt about it. And just because he's gone, ain't nobody passed him yet. But anyway, Kane Wommack said he told his wife, man, that he was like cramming for a final the night before, making sure that all my cut-ups and everything was ready to go for the meeting. Because you got to prepare. You got to prepare when you walk into a meeting with the great one, Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time. You got to be prepared. All right? You can't go in there ill-prepared and have Nick Saban to embarrass you. You cannot do that. So, oh well, it is what it is. When Kane Wommack left his job at South Alabama as the head coach, I mean, guess what he did? He found a supportive helper in the retired Nick Saban. Helper. advisor. You know what I'm saying? Because he going to be doing the same thing with Kalen DeBoer. But anyway, in my opinion, it wouldn't matter that you know, if Nick Saban won in the building. My Alabama Crimson Tide still going to do their thing no matter who the head coach is. This is a new day, a new era. And what is it for my Alabama Crimson Tide? A new era of excellence. That is what it is. Nothing more. Nothing less. But anyway, like he said, he found support in Nick Saban. Nick Saban is helping him out. Kane Wommack said that he tries not to bother Nick Saban too much. But hey, sometimes it might call for it. If Nick Saban is in the building, you might be passing, hey, coach, what you think about this or what you think about that? Just getting the extra opinion on some things. That's all. Nick Saban might say, hey, I would change this or I would change that. But that don't mean that Kane Wommack or Kalen DeBoer is going to do that. But anyway, according to Kane Wommack, there's plenty of carryover between what Saban and company did last season and what he plans to implement in Tuscaloosa. Okay? He going to keep some things. He going to do away with some things. Keep some things and implement his own things. All right? He's not trying to implement the same daggone defense that Nick Saban had. Okay? But he did say, Nick Saban has been awesome. He's been helpful. He's been honest. Gives me his real thoughts. And Kane Wommack say he asked him real questions. He says he like he's talking to Saban, saying, I want to know this team. I want to know the people. I want to know the players. I want to know the staff, the medical staff, and everybody who works with the University of Alabama football, down to the equipment managers. I need to know everybody. Damn right you need to know everybody. And Nick Saban can help with that because he know everybody. Outside, probably, of the coaches that Kalen DeBoer brought in. But I tell you what, he going to get to know him. He going to get to know him. But anyway, Kane Wommack said, I want to know what he built from a defensive perspective and how to best take what was done the last 17 years and how they evolved over 17 years to the point 17 years to the point they are now, and how we best need to make that transition from a defensive scheme. Okay, you got that? He just want to know, how did Nick Saban do it for so long? How did they come from point A to point B? What changes had to be made during the course? What did you have to implement stuff during the course, which I know Nick Saban did. They had to go through changes because the offenses these days are these high-power, explosive offenses, pass-first offenses. When Nick Saban got to Alabama, it wasn't that way. Most teams had a balanced attack, especially in the SEC. So, hey, it is what it is. I really didn't see that passing game like it was until Johnny Manziel and all that, unless it was Florida. Florida, all under daggone Steve Spurrier, you know, they was passing that damn thing all the time. And then they had Tebow. He could pass and he could run. You didn't know what was coming. But for the most part, all teams in the SEC had balanced attack. Started out with Florida with that passing first offense, and then Johnny Manziel came to Texas A&M, and he was his freshman year. I'll just say his freshman year, he was lighting it up with his arms and his legs, improvising. But hey, it is what it is. But Nick Saban cut all that shit out with Florida, Texas A&M, all that shit. Almost did it with damn Joe Burrow his second year in 2019. But hey, chips didn't fall our way. Tua was hurt. I mean, it was a mess. But it is what it is. But I tell you what, why wouldn't any coach of any team want to seek Nick Saban out for advice? Not to say he's going to give it to him, but I don't think he would turn him away. But why wouldn't you want to seek advice from the greatest football college mind ever. That would be dumb if you know you can and you don't do it. That's hindering yourself, hindering your team. But hey, kudos to Kane Wommack for not, and Kalen DeBoer for not having a big ego. You know what I'm saying? He did it his way, I'm gonna do it my way, which that's what they gonna do. But guess what? They gonna keep some things that Nick Saban had. Some coaches come into a program and want to do away with every damn thing. But not at Alabama, because guess what? You are the successor of the great one, Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time. So you got to get that advice from him. You got to get that knowledge. You got to get that wisdom. And guess what? That is only making Kalen DeBoer better and Kane Wommack better. I ain't no other way to put it. You mess around, one of these daggone coaches become one of the greats. All right, I'm telling you. All right, and under Nick Saban, and another thing, under Nick Saban, I can only remember outside of the 2007 season, outside of that season, Alabama getting beat by double digits only 4 times. I know they lost, what, 3 games in the regular season in 2010. The only season outside of 2007, Nick Saban's first season, that they lost 3 games in the regular season. It's 2010. All right? Okay. But anyway, I don't know if they lost any of those games by double digits. I'm not really sure. I know they didn't lose against Auburn by double digits. That's when Auburn came back after halftime. Shit, we was up 24-0 in the second quarter. But it is what it is. I wonder who was our defensive coordinator in 2010. Can somebody tell me who was our defensive coordinator in 2010 when Auburn came back and beat us when we had a 24-0 lead? It was 24-7 at halftime. Can you tell me who was our defensive coordinator? Because I seem to can't remember. But anyway, yeah, travesty. But it is what it is, man. But Alabama, to my recollection, only lost 4 games by double digits since Nick Saban's first year. And that was what? 2018, Clemson beat the brakes off us in that national championship. Like 44-16 or some bullshit like that. And then, what else? I want to see about 2019. I'm not 2019. 2021, Georgia beat us. What was it? 33-18 or something like that in the national championship. And then Tennessee didn't beat it. Texas beat us by double digits last season. And who else? It was another one in there. I thought about this. Texas beat us by double digits. Clemson beat us by double digits. Who else? Texas, Clemson, Georgia. It's another one in there. I remembered it earlier. But to my recollection, we lost by 4. Lost 4 games by double digits. That's a hell of a defense. So why wouldn't you want to seek the advice of the mastermind of that type of defense? Why? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And the thing about it, we had Pete Golden as a defensive coordinator and barely losing by double digits. Matter of fact, Pete Golden took over in 18. Maybe that's why we was losing by damn double digits. Well, he ain't there no more. But anyway, I wish I can remember that other team, but I know we lost by 10 to Texas, 33-18 to Georgia, and 44-16 to Clemson. So, but I think it's another one we lost by 10 points in there somewhere. But oh well, it is what it is, baby. It is what it is. But I tell you what, on the Kane Wommack and the tutelage of the great one, Nick Saban, it will be hard to beat my Alabama Crimson Tide by double digits. And I'm talking about in year 1 of Kalen DeBoer. So, hey, it is what it is. But I'm glad that Nick Saban is still around to help these guys out, to give these guys some advice, and you know, just still a part of the University of Alabama, But I do hope Nick Saban becomes the voice of college football, become the voice for the players, man, for as far as NIL and in the transfer portal, so we can get some kind of daggone limitations on this NIL and transfer portal. Nick Saban is still trying to do great things for college football, even if it's not in the coaching arena. All right? But guess what? He's still helping out my Alabama Crimson Tide, making sure my Alabama Crimson Tide stay the cream of the crop in college football. Roll damn Tide.